Hello everyone, I'm Benjamin Guitars, and welcome back to the first real video of the Jasper Cap production show of the summer of 2016. And today we are continuing a series that I did a very long time ago, but decided to put on hold for a very long time, and it was my marathon of Godzilla. For those of you who are new to the channel and have no idea what I'm talking about, basically I started this series where I looked at every one of my Godzilla figures of the character Godzilla. So I did like the 1954 Godzilla, the 1968 Godzilla, the Burning Godzilla from the last film of the Heisei series, and now I'm going to be doing the Millennium series Godzilla. Specifically this one from the first film in the series, Godzilla 2000. This film was originally made in Japan in 1999 after the 1998 American film was put in the theaters and pissed off a whole lot of people. I myself will probably bring my personal opinions at a later date, but yeah, here is the Millennium Godzilla in all of his purple scaled glory. The first thing we should talk about is the detail itself and how accurate it is to the film counterpart. The detail on him is very good. As you can tell, the most obvious thing right here that makes it different compared to the other Godzilla suits are the purple spines as opposed to the white spines. I really like this design for him. It shows that it's a new series, it's a new kind of Godzilla, and I'm pretty sure they wanted to change it for the sake of bringing in people who are still in the series and watched the 98 film and weren't so happy with it. But yeah, it still looks like a Godzilla, but at the same time it makes it different. It's different enough to attract newer fans as well as older ones. I myself really love this design. This is actually my favorite design of any of the Godzilla suits. The next one probably being the 2004 Godzilla design for Godzilla Final Wars. I just really like the more reptilian kind of design for him as opposed to the more straight up, like more human sort of design that we got in the 60s. No offense to people who like the Showa series, I thought it was fine, but I did prefer the ones where they tried to take themselves seriously. But yeah, the detail in this guy is very good. It is accurate to the film. The skin is all scaled, and of course it's very scratchable. The spines all have that sort of jagged feel to it as opposed to the more straight ones of the originals. The face is all colored in. It all looks really, really good. Except there is, I'm not sure if it's just me, but there is one sort of design flaw in his face, if you can sort of zoom in on that. And the design is actually from the eyes. If you can see here, the white pupil on his eye is actually pointed more downward, while the one on the right, the pupil is actually looking upward. So yeah, that's kind of a design flaw, and if you look at it straight, it kind of looks like he's sort of pretty much derping it out, because the eyes are going completely different directions. That anyway, yeah, the detail, while there are a couple of design flaws, mainly in the eyes, the detail on this guy is still pretty good from a distance and does look like the Godzilla from the 2000 film. And in terms of articulation, it's pretty much the basic for any real Godzilla figure. The arms have that sort of bent design, so it has the problem of only being able to turn forward and backward, as opposed to the other designs for Godzilla where they were like any other sort of action figure where they would circle around a full 360. I just really like those designs better. It allows for a bit more posability in my opinion. But other than that, the legs can of course move kind of 60 degrees, but you sort of have to bend his arm all the way back for it to go completely. And it can also do that with this leg as well. So the articulation, while it's not much, it is basically the norm for any Godzilla figure, and the head doesn't move, the tail doesn't move. So yeah, there's only really 4 points, but it's basically enough. After all, this is the sort of thing that you usually put on display in a certain pose. Well, I usually say that for other Godzilla figures because, as you can no doubt tell with this guy, his main and ultimate flaw, besides his derpy eyes, is his pose. A lot of the other Godzilla figures have more of a straighter-esque type of stance, like basically what I'm trying to say is his leg right here is made solid in this sort of open kind of piece right here. It's like he's on the verge of like moving his feet upward, and his tail is also stuck in this huge loop, and those aren't able to be moved, which basically means that this is basically the only pose you'll ever see him in. That's literally the only type of pose you can put him in without making him look ridiculous looking. And that's sort of the flaw with this kind of figure, is that when you put it in a certain pose, it may look nice, but when you're actually trying to get it to do stuff besides just stand around on a shelf, you can't necessarily do that, because if you try to, it will pretty much look, it just seems unrealistic in my opinion. But, so, in terms of a score, I'm sort of torn between giving it a 2 or 3 out of 5. On one hand, the design is very good, the detail is very accurate to the film, and from a distance, you can take a look at this guy and say, hey, that's Godzilla 2000, I think he looks cool. On the other side, you basically can't do anything with him aside from putting him on display. Unless you want him to look as awkward moving around as possible. So I'm sort of torn in between in that. So if you want to, put in the comments down below what sort of score you think I should give him. But yeah, I still really like this figure, and if I'd recommend it, I would if you're a fan of Godzilla 2000 and want a Godzilla figure to fit your collection, and if you're not worried about it being stuck in this sort of pose, then I would recommend you get this guy. I've had this guy for quite a few years now, so I'm not sure if it would be in stores today, but if it is, you could probably find it at like your local Toys R Us, and if you can't find them there, then probably you'd search on stuff like eBay or Amazon, or maybe if you look up on, I think they have like a Toys R Us website that you might want to search there, and they might have them. And if you also have a local flea market who sells Godzilla figures, then you might want to look there and see if they have them there. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this introduction to the summer of 2016 for the Jasper Production show. If you did, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to find out when new videos are coming out, and make sure to also follow our Facebook page, which is just Jasper Productions. There you can find photos of what I've been doing with my life, and sometimes maybe I'll put exclusive videos and announcements on what type of videos I'll be making if you don't want to be surprised on what I'm going to do. As for next time, I will probably be going back to a certain subject that I've been doing for quite a long time and has sort of taken over my channel. And there's going to be 4 videos of those, and they all involve a certain pink character that we all know and love on this show. With all that said, I'm Benjamin Contreras, and until next time, bye.